Well, hello everyone and welcome back to 48 Now. I'm digital host AJ Wiest, and the annual Veterans Day Parade is coming to Huntsville once again, November 11th, as part of Veterans Day Memorial Week here in Huntsville. And today I'm joined with Mr. John Perry and of course Todd Royer. They are with the Veterans Day Parade Committee here. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing very good.
Yeah, fantastic. Appreciate you having us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. So I understand you both are veterans yourself. Can you talk a little bit about serving in the U.S. military?
Yeah, I was actually drafted in 1970, but it was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I went in the Army about 7 years. I came down, that's how a Connecticut Yankee got down here to Redstone Arsenal. And went over to Germany 3 years, came back here, taught at the school, and finished my degree at UAH, and that's when I got out and went to the reserves. I did 30 years in the reserves.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so very honored to be here with John. My story is probably very similar.
Mm-hmm.
I spent 34 years in the active Army, retired about 2 years ago. Very blessed throughout my career. I'm an aviator by trade. And when I retired, my wife said that, well, you can go anywhere you want, but I'm staying here because we love the Huntsville area. So we're really proud to be here.
Absolutely. It's a great city. I recently moved here and I'm very impressed with it all. So very pretty place to be, that is for sure. So talk a bit about this Veterans Day Parade. I understand some changes are coming this year. Can you talk a little bit about those changes?
Sure, yeah. We're making about 3 changes this year.
Okay.
First thing, major thing we need to get out there to your viewing audience is the route change.
Sure.
And the route change is different. We've changed it almost every year for about the past 3 years. The route change this year kind of encircles downtown Huntsville, which is really nice, gives us a good area. And I believe the map is on your website, Channel 48 website, so people can go there. We definitely want people to get out there early. Right now, I believe the forecast is 20% chance of rain, so that means 80% no rain, so which is good. So we're looking forward to a beautiful day. The other thing we're talking about is for those that normally attend the Veterans Day breakfast, and that's on Veterans Day morning, we changed the location. We used to do it at the Roundhouse, and now we're going to do it at the Von Braun Civic Center. So that is free to veterans, and get down there about 8 o'clock, 8:30, and you can walk in. The other thing was we are now a 501c3, and what that means is we are a nonprofit. And our small committee is growing. We have about 15 people now on our committee, and we need every person we can get. So we're blessed. I can't think of anything else. So we've got a great program this year for everyone. We want to invite everyone down to the parade.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I think the parade, is really just an opportunity for us to honor veterans, those here in our community. And I think the second purpose really behind it is really to connect the veterans with the community. We are very fortunate and blessed that Huntsville is an amazing community, extremely welcoming of the military. But everything that we can do to help connect veterans to the community is a positive thing. The parade is just one aspect of that, but the committee has done other things like get involved in the school systems to help educate some of our younger populace about what it means to be a veteran and what it means to serve the nation.
That's great, absolutely. Can you speak a bit about the history of the parade? How long has it been going on? How much has it grown since that first year?
Mm-hmm. The parade goes back actually to the 70s, I believe, the history of it. The parade was started by one individual who was a veteran, and it was a one-man operation. And he got the mayors involved, and it grew. And then it grew to, and these are the people that we're going to be honoring at the dinner, it grew to 2 people. And those 2 individuals, both veterans, they took it to kind of the next level. So it went from like 40 entries with 1 man to 100 entries with 2. And then they started adding like the Veterans Day breakfast and the Veterans Day dinner, and they brought on a third individual. And these are kind of, I call the founders of the parade, because they really set the foundation for where we are today.
That's great, absolutely. And talk about Veterans Week as a whole. I know that's November 1st through the 11th. What kind of events can people expect to see during Veterans Week?
So we've already had the YMCA in Madison already had a prayer breakfast, which the Veterans Day Parade and Committee helps support that event. Our next event will be this Friday, is the Veterans Day dinner at the Von Braun Center. So we're looking forward to a really great showing. A lot of great support from all of our civic leaders, Redstone Arsenal leaders, and numerous sponsors throughout the community. The next event after that will be the Veterans Day breakfast that John just mentioned at the Von Braun Center on the morning of the 11th. And then, of course, we'll have the parade itself, kicking off right at 11 o'clock, or actually 11:11. On Veterans Day. We're looking forward to it.
That's exciting. And has it always been on Veterans Day at 11:11?
Oh, one thing I want to add too is maybe 10 years ago, we actually moved to the location where we are at now. So the parade is actually going to start at the Veterans Memorial downtown. And that is where the reviewing officer is going to have the reviewing stand. And then also, for those that want to come down, Channel 48 is going to be broadcasting live from that location.
Yes, sir. A 2-hour live stream, I believe.
2-hour live stream, yes, sir.
Yes,
so
sir.
And we have I think we're going to have about 150 entries in the parade this year. And we have a variety. And so for everyone, we encourage everyone to come down, enjoy it. And, I know the Channel 48 people are going to predict good weather for it.
Yes. Brad, please. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I know several awards are giving out, including the Patriot Award, Best JROTC, Best Commercial Organization, just to name a few. Could you speak a little bit on those awards?
Well, I think it's really important that we honor and recognize those folks that decide to participate in the parade. So we have multiple categories, which you just enumerated. We have a complete set of judges. The rules have already gone out. This year is one of the themes. We'll also be helping to honor the anniversary of D-Days, because we just had the 80th anniversary this past June.
That's right.
So some of our floats or other entries that you'll see will have a theme of D-Day itself as part of it.
Cool.
So we're really looking forward to all the entries. Got a great set of judges, and we look forward to giving out some great awards.
That's awesome. What have been some of your favorite floats you've seen over the years?
We had a submarine float, I think, a year ago, and they may be coming back. They actually had a miniature submarine on a trailer, which was quite ingenious, I thought. And they've had, last year we had a Korean dance group dance in front of the reviewing officer, and they were fantastic. I think it's called a Korean fan dance. And they were just great. I believe they were #1 last year, as far as the judges.
That's awesome.
So I think all the entries are fantastic, right? We really appreciate everybody come out to do that. What I personally like is a lot of the old vehicles, from past eras. So the Veterans Museum down here does a great job of bringing out some of those old vehicles from the World War II type era, and we'll bring them by. So it's a great opportunity to see history.
True.
That's awesome.
Good point.
And I'm personally a big history buff. I love history. It was always my favorite subject. So I definitely have to come check that out. That is for sure.
Yeah, let me add one more. The North Alabama Vietnam Helicopter Pilots Association have a Huey that they bring in. The Huey is named Buck 3. Those are the call letters on it. And that Huey actually flew in Vietnam.
Really?
Yep. So, and it'll be in the parade.
Wow. How did that get here?
Actually, it got picked up by the museum, the Veterans Museum on South Parkway.
Yeah.
And a bunch of Vietnam veteran helicopter pilots and crew chiefs got together. They restored it, and they almost had it ready to fly, but people said they couldn't fly it. So it's being trailered, but it is authentic. Everything right down to the. Yep. to the details. It's awesome, and it will be in the entire parade, so everyone will get a chance to see it.
Very cool. That's exciting stuff. You've touched on it a little bit. Could you speak a bit on the veteran community here in Huntsville and how much holding events like the Veterans Day Parade means to them?
Certainly. Well, first of all, I think we're absolutely blessed to have this community. The community welcomes all veterans with open arms.
That's right.
In multiple different ways and opportunities. Definitely out of proportion to what you maybe see in other type of communities. So I think that's probably the first and foremost. The second thing is I think you'll find a lot of veterans like to retire here. Huntsville is a hidden gem.
It is.
And it is just a phenomenal place to go. Not only my own personal story of retiring here out of Redstone Arsenal, but you find a lot of other military members will want to come here really for two factors. Obviously, there is a little bit of job opportunity here from the Huntsville area. But secondly, it's really the lifestyle that's here, right? It's the community involvement, it's the friendliness. And so those two factors really make Huntsville a haven for folks that are getting out of service.
Yes, sir. Ballpark estimate, do we know how many veterans are here in the Rocket City?
Ooh, I honestly don't know. I know that there's a very high percentage. I think outside of Washington D.C., the
Right.
second highest percentage of senior officers and non-commissioned officers retire here to Huntsville as opposed to anywhere else.
There's certainly a lot, that is for sure. What are some of, you mentioned the floats, but what are some of your favorite memories of just putting on the parade or Veterans Week? What is something that, I don't know, maybe like you'll tell your grandkids one day, this happened in Huntsville, Alabama?
Sorry, so I'm new to the committee this year.
Right.
So I will take it from a perspective of being a soldier
Sure.
here stationed in the Huntsville area, Redstone Arsenal. And when my kids were younger, right, and being able to take them down and be able to show them, hey, here's some of the things that the veterans have done as a nation, whether regardless if it was in World War II or Korea or Vietnam, all the way to present day, and being able to explain that to them. So I think that's what I remember the most is taking my own kids there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to echo that too, because I remember when my kids are all grown up now, but I remember sitting on the curb or the sidewalk with my kids and watching the parade go by. Still have fond memories. I think I got a couple pictures of that somewhere too.
Okay. I'd love to see them.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
it'd be great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my kids are grown up too, but I still yeah.
That is awesome. Where can people find the full schedule of events during, whether it's Veterans Week or the Veterans Day Parade?
Well, that's probably the easiest because it's on your website.
That's right.
So it's already on the WAFF website. So thanks for that plug. That was fantastic. The entire schedule's there. We hope folks absolutely take advantage of it.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. I didn't realize that was the main one that you could go to find. I thought there might have been like another website or so. But yes, the WAFF.com website. Go there. You can find the full schedule of events. But you work at Intuitive. Can you speak a bit on Intuitive and what your company is doing for veterans here in the community?
I just came from a breakfast at Intuitive. Intuitive put on a breakfast for all of our veterans. We are about 40% veteran, population. Had a very good conversation with a young man while I was there. He's new to the company, about 6 months. His name's